Ice on my wrist, looking kinda cool. Bad bitch with me, she ain't tryna move. Niggas staring at me, what you tryna do? Got me looking at my watch, and it's time to do.
Alright everybody, so this is my YCS Chicago 2019 Time Thief deck list. The list I took to Chicago, and I think I did pretty well. Like I said, I scrubbed the event, but for what it's worth, this archetype is brand new. It hardly has any support, and even though it hardly had any support, it still shocked a lot of people. I took a lot of decks to game 3. I just couldn't win it out because decks like Thunder Dragons, decks like Ultra Guys, once they start going and set up their field, they're over. And plus those decks are already established anyway, so a deck that is not established in the meta just yet to do, in my opinion, somewhat well. I'm very proud of my list. So a lot of you guys, well, a few, I ain't gonna say a lot, a few of you guys wanted to see what the list looked like, and I was gonna give you guys the modified version. And I decided to, you know what, let me just show people my thought process going into the event, and I can just do an updated version later. So I'm gonna start off the monsters, of course. 3 times the regulator, 1, 2, 3. Best card of the deck. You have to run 3. It's the main key to make the deck work. When you summon this, it's like Rescue Rabbit. You tribute it, special summon 2 Time Thieves from your deck. 1 being Time Thief Winder, and 1's gonna be Bezel Ship, and you can't bring him out, so you do that Rescue Rabbit to make your main do the Redoer. Now the thing about Regulator is, while he's in the graveyard and one of your Time Thief monsters is destroyed by battle, or I'm sorry, not Time Thief, when XYZ monsters destroyed by battle, he can special summon himself back out. The only downfall to that is that sucked in my opinion. I kept reading it. The monster has to be destroyed by battle. It's like, it's 2019, Konami. They could have just made it say destroy by battle or card effects, but, or I guess I can see why they didn't, because it'd be too good, but for what it's worth, I think it's a solid card. So you got to run it at 3. 1, 2, 3 Winder. Now Winder is good because he searches out any Time Thief card in your deck. I'm pretty sure no matter how much the deck evolves, and unless we have more Time Thief cards that does the same thing, he's gonna be a staple, just like Regulator. And he not only searches out stuff in the deck, he special summons himself in the hand while you have an XYZ monster on the board by detaching one of their materials. So I like the fact that this deck gets to abuse XYZ monsters and bring fresh light into them. You run 3. And then I know some people run 2 of these. I run 3 Bezel Ships. And honestly, I could say probably moving forward, with Bezel Ship, you probably cut him down to 2, maybe even 1, because he's the worst card in the deck for sure. I always hate it when I had him in hand, but having him in the graveyard ain't bad. So I could say probably in future builds, once the deck get more support, he's probably gonna be a 1-of, because he's solid. You know, when he's in the graveyard, you can attach an XYZ from one of your monsters to special summon him out, and then he doesn't have any other effects like that. Any other effect other than you can tribute him to attach one of your opponent's cards out of their graveyard to your Time Thief monster. So I think for what he's worth, now because of the Time Thief Regulator, you have to run him at 3 just to make sure you resolve Regulator as much as possible. The most I've ever resolved Regulator in a duel is 2 times, so I think he's worth it to run at 3 right now, but I can't wait till we get more Time Thief cards to cut him down to 2. So, or even 1. So it's a solid card you have to run. So yeah, the main Time Thief engine in the deck is 3, 3, and 3. Running 3 of all of them because I felt like you needed to run 3 for the time being. Mini PK engine is ran because I wanted to run the Azathoth build. So 2 Ancient Cloak. Going into this event, I tried out Boots as well. Boots did not do much for me. But I like the Ancient Cloak because he's this is what most lists online ran. Honestly speaking, that he can get any Time Thief, any Phantom Knight card deck for my to hand. So I can search out Boost, I can search out the Trap card. It's just overall good. So I run 2 of that. I ran 3 Silent Boosts because you can search out the sword. Not sword, I Fall Blade, but you can search out, I think he can search out Fall Blade. I don't know. You just run 3 because he special summons. That's pretty much the reason why you run 3. Yeah, so overall the Phantom Knight engine, I hate it, honestly speaking, but I had to run it because it gave the deck a little more consistency. Moving forward, I can't wait till we get more Time Thief cards to take this engine out. It was slow most of the time, but when it resolved off to make Break Sword, I was good. Like, Honestly speaking, throughout the weekend though, I never really used these in the actual tournament. I always drew regulator and just went off a regulator, or drew a trap with winder and went off from there. So didn't really get the chance to take advantage of them. But on testing duels online and just play testing in general, they're okay. They're good for now. Then I ran 2 Mothman. This was a last minute addition because after I tested with my homie Austin on Friday, he told me I should try out a mini danger engine. He said I needed more draw power, so I threw it in. I was main decking what was that card? Not trap trick, trap hole. It was another. I was main decking the floodgate trap hole because I thought it could hurt Thunder Dragons, and I was wrong because they contribute over their monsters. So I took that out for the Danger Mothman. I liked it, honestly speaking. I think it was really solid for what it did. Moving forward, it's something I think danger engines in general are gonna get ran in every deck until they eventually all get the axe and get hit to 1. So yeah, Mothman is good for the 1 of. I mean, sorry, for the 2 of. May even bump it up to 3. The only thing is when they hit it, when they actually pick the Mothman out of your hand, you gotta pitch him to the graveyard. It sucks, but most of the time he's a free, special summon to the field, draw a card, and allows you to make your plays. 2 Effect Veiler, 3 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and 3 Ash Blossom Joy Spring. Now, I ran this hand trap assessment because I went into this event thinking it was going to be a lot of Sky Strikers and I wanted to have hand traps ready. So this is always good, obviously. I mean, I think Ash Blossom is a staple at 3. Unless you're running like one of the OTK, FTK decks that can't afford to open this card up. But against those decks is good. Same thing for Ghost Ogre, same concept. You just want to have more hate. And Effect Veilers because I wasn't finna drop like 80 bucks on Infinite Impermanence. If you can afford Impermanence, play that. But this is a good cheap alternative. My homie Q, he actually didn't even have Ash Blossom Ghost Ogres. He just ran 3 Veilers in his deck and his Alter Guys build, and they did him some good. So Effect Veiler is really solid, but if you can afford it, just get the Infinite Impermanences. Yeah, generic hand traps, you need them for the meta if you're not playing one of the newer decks. No exceptions, honestly speaking. Let's see. Okay, so 1 Rota for the times you open up your PK cards, you want to search out stuff, and you can start spamming out. Moving forward, I will be running Armageddon Knight in this deck and Dark Grepher to make the deck a little more turbo-ish, so this is going to come more handy. 3 Call by the Graves to make sure your regulator resolve. I mean, people know what this card do already, not going to talk about it. 1 Phantom Knight Rank Up Magic Launch. I used to run 2. I took it out for 1 because I felt like 2 was too excessive. You don't want to brick it. You don't really want to open this up. You really want to get it out with your Phantom Knight card. So I think 1 was needed, and I never used it this weekend once again, but in testing and at locals, it actually came in handy. So it's pretty good. 1 Time Thief Hack. Now, I think this is one of those cards that as Time Thief gets more support, you're either not going to run it or just run it as a side deck card or 1 of. It's solid. Like, you know, you can boost up your XYZ monsters by the number of materials they got attached by 300. And then when you summon XYZ monsters, they can't be effective for the turn. Like I said, it's more of a side deck card. It reminds me of March of the Monarchs, where it's like you can do some great plays with it, but it's not a necessity. You just run it right now just for consistency purposes because the deck don't really have a lot of support. So you run it for when to conserve stuff. And then you run 2 Allure Darkness. I ran 2 Allure Darkness in my build because once again, I was told I needed more draw power. Honestly, I didn't really care for Allure Darkness. It really didn't help much. Only because, like, no matter what, you play Allure, you're not really plussing. You're just going through your deck, which is always good. And half of the time, the stuff you drew, you didn't want to banish unless it was like a PK monster, which I banished those guys all day anyway. It was okay. I wish the deck had more consistency. Like I said, people ask me what I think Time Thieves need. I think they definitely need like a field spell that's similar to like the Trickstar field spell and or the ABC field spell that when you play it, it searches one of them from the deck to the hand and does other stuff. So yeah, I like the Allure Darkness for now, but moving forward, I don't think you'll play it. Now for traps came in clutch. I was main decking Imperial Order, so I liked it. The deck, only thing about this deck, and I hope this gets changed when the stuff gets more support, you don't really OTK people that fast, so Imperial Order can sometimes burn you out. Luckily, every time I resolved it on my opponent, for the most part, I won. But against a lot of grind decks like Ultra Guys and decks that don't really run a lot of traps and spells in the meta anyway, you're gonna have a hard time. So, Imperial Order is good. Something I was going for this weekend, but it's not a necessity if you're gonna build your deck. One Solemn Judgment because it's Judgment. I like it. It kind of sucked. This card sucked this weekend because it's an OTK format. Like, But yeah, man, 1 Judgment, 2 Flyback. Now this I think is gonna be a staple moving forward in Time Thief deck, mainly because like not only does it attach a material from your deck to your Time Thief Redoer, but it also allows you to snatch a card out of your opponent's graveyard and attach it to your Redoer and future Time Thief XYZ monsters. So I think I like that effect, because if you're playing against like Sky Strikers and they got a Ray in graveyard, you're like, no, give me that Ray, and completely mess their day up. So I like Flyback is a really good card. The only thing, it sucks, you have to resolve it right away, so on your turn you can use it in your graveyard. So I like it. So you run 2. Then 2 Fall Blade for the Phantom Knight cards, just for extra defense. And 3 Phantom Knight Shade to bring it in. Moving forward, I'm pretty sure like every Time Thief variant is going to run 3 of these, mainly because you want to make sure your Redoer have an automatic way to bounce back opponent's monster off board when you summon it. Like, Redoer is good, but if you can't get rid of an opponent's monster right away, it's pointless. So I ran 3 of these and it actually did me justice. So, and this was, I believe, it was a 41 card deck. I liked it. It played really well, really fun deck, and it just was just a little underpowered for the meta. But I'm pretty sure once this deck gets more support, it's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. Now I guess I go to my extra deck and I go to my side deck afterwards. So extra deck consisted of 2 Redoer. Redoer was really good. This card caused so many people to rage just by snatching the card off top card of your opponent's deck. You always, when you played it, when you bring him out first turn, unless you attach him with a Brigandine, if you attach him with a Brigandine, you just want to bring him out and pass to stun the opponent. But if you bring him out with 2 monsters, you always want to say, okay, detach, banish him, end phase, come back. So when your opponent goes, you can attach the top card of their deck, because 9 times out of 10, once you resolve Regulator, you're gonna have Flyback set to attach a monster to him, and then you can attach the top card of their deck. So I caught a lot of people with that off guard, so that way I can spam more XYZ monsters, and it worked. Yeah, Redoer, run at 2. 3 was excessive, never really bring out a 3rd one, but 2, I brought out 2 of them enough to realize how good it was. The Utopia package, it's an XYZ deck, why not? The Train package, online, this won me a lot of games, because people did not know what the Train stuff did. For you guys that do not know what this card does, Dragon Droid, when it kills a monster by battle, you can pretty much rank him up into Gustav Max or a level 10 machine monster. Then you guys know what Gustav Max does. You detach 1 extra material from him to hit your opponent for 2,000 damage. Really great card. I love the Train package. Run it. It's a rank 4 engine deck. Very similar to Gadgets. 1 Break Sword, Baguska, Tornado Dragon, Castel, Azathoth, Dante, just for those turns. If I go first, I didn't really want to make Break Sword. I can make Dante mill. Hopefully I mill off some a bezel chip or something and pass, or some more PK stuff. Exciting Knight, Rusty, and We Witch's Apprentice. So yeah, 15 card extra, of course. And then my side deck consisted of 2 Panker Traps. I never saw myself siding in 3, so 2 was always good. And a 3rd Effect Veiler for those decks I can use against, like, let's say, for example, Trick Stars and etc. Regeki, never used this. Might not main deck anymore. 3 evenly matched. Only side deck this mainly in for Thunder Dragons. D-Barrier for those decks that you can use against, mainly Thunder Dragons. Didn't open it against my Thunder Dragon matches, but it's good to have just in case. 2 Twin Twisters for those rogue decks that you don't need to run Red Reboot for, and Red Reboot for Alter guys. So overall, I like this deck. It was very solid. I will show a combo, but there's not really any combos you do in this deck. It's a control-y based deck. So what you mainly do and how the deck mainly plays is you bring out your Redoer, start sapping your opponent's deck for resources, and then anytime they try to touch them, you banish. And then once you equip Redoer with a trap card and you start bouncing stuff back to the top of their deck, you're pretty much skipping their turn, because they're going to draw the same cards over and over, especially if they wasted all their resources bringing out a few cards to their board. So once you start top decking their stuff and then using Flyback Engrave to attach their traps out of their graveyard, or if you start attracting traps from your deck to him and continuously abusing him, you can just bring out the Utopia package and attack per game. That's how this deck mainly wins. And yeah, it's not really a combo based deck, it's just a control-y based deck, which is why you have a lot of the options to play. So pretty much like an anti-meta stunnage deck. So post your thoughts about the list in the comment section down below. This is version 1.0. Version 2.0 is probably coming in a couple of weeks once I get some more testing out from locals with it. So that being said, once again, this is InnovationYGO. If you're new here, I would invite you to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. I'm uploading videos as much as I can throughout the week. So yeah, man, hit that subscribe button for more, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.